What is happening, everybody? I'm Jack McAdoo, and I have a podcast. What is happening, everybody? I hope you're doing well and that life is doing good for you. I'm going to kind of jump into this today. It's been on my mind for about a week. And, with everything going on in the world, through political discourse and everything else, I started thinking about the youth. I thought about my life and how that happened and is happening, and I thought about the youth. So I'm flying off the cuff here, but I'm going to do my very best to give a message that I hope that if you have kids that are old enough to listen to this, you will share it with them. If you have grandkids that you can share this with, I hope that you will. We've all had, we all went to school. We all had, a young life and we made decisions, and here we are today. But I want to start off by sharing a story that I've actually shared before about high school. And I'll digress a little bit and even go further back than that, and give you a little story which gives me some kind of authority to talk about what I'm going to talk about. My life itself, it has its story, and I'm not going to get into the whole story, but, my life and my brother's lives were kind of torn apart at an extremely early age, especially for me. My brothers are older than me, but especially for me. Immediately after I was born in the U.S., we went to Spain, and we lived in Spain for a couple of years. And then we came back to the United States, and then my father went to Vietnam, and then there were some issues at home while he was away. He came back, and my parents were divorced when I was 4 years old. So I was immediately, without the mother-father dynamic. And, at an extremely early age, I was kind of fending for myself. Safety-wise, yes, my mom was there, and my older brothers kind of took care of me a little bit, watched out for me. And then as we got older, when I was 9, my father passed away. And my family was really shattered at that point because I went off to military school. And my other brothers, one went to Germany, back to Germany where my father had passed away. And another brother stayed, in Tennessee, and I was in a military school. So I lost the dynamic of the mother and father totally. And I was, at a military school where discipline was severe. And, I'm not going to get into it. There was no love at all. That was stripped away. And I was, each of us at military school were kind of fending for ourselves a little bit. And that's how it was with me. And, later on, we found my mother, and I had an opportunity to escape military school. So I went to her. I got permission from my guardian, who is my aunt, and moved back to Honolulu with my mother, where she is from, where my family is from. And, that was a very bad situation itself because she had remarried. My stepfather at the time was an alcoholic. There was just a lot of stuff. I didn't have that core support, and I was always fending for myself, searching for myself, trying to find the love, trying to find the positive uplift in my life, the reinforcements in my life. I didn't have that. Period. Full stop. I didn't have it. When I ran track or played football in high school, there was no family there. None. Zero. Absolutely zero. And it just wasn't there. I didn't have the support. There was no encouragement for anything that I was doing or what I was interested in. I just did it. And because I was searching, I got into trouble because I was reaching out and screaming, hey, look at me, and doing anything to get that and to feel that. And it just wasn't there. And, for me, my younger life, went down the tubes. Again, I got in trouble with the law. And that went on, for a while. And because I didn't have the guidance needed, things further down the road in life just didn't work out for me. And at that point, I don't blame anyone but myself. I I knew what I was doing, but there was that part of me that still didn't care. There was that unhealed trauma of life. And there are some things in my past that even to this day, I'm still trying to figure out and still work on. And the clock is ticking, that life clock ticks. And as I get older, there's people I have to forgive, and there's things within myself that I have to forgive, and just try to live out the years in the happiest, most positive way that I can. So getting back to me in school, I've told the story before. There was a gentleman that had come, and you have to go down to the cafeteria and listen. And this gentleman came and he talked about life and, what the future held and what he was doing as an adult. And here we are, 16 years old, whatever, 15, 16, trying to, hang with, with our friends and everything while trying to listen to this guy. And, we kind of calmed down and was listening. But the one thing that out of everything he said that stuck with me was his closing remark. And he was saying that where we were then at that time, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, we could enjoy life as, in teens and in our high school and getting ready for college at that time. Enjoy it. But do our best to crack down, seek out help, do whatever, because the future is coming and we need to know what we want to do. And we need to find out the ways to achieve what we want to do, because it goes by very, very quick. And I can say for a fact, it goes by quick. Whether you have the dynamic of a mother, father, or just a mother or just a father that is caring for you or not caring for you. Whatever your situation is, I would tell you, wipe out the noise. Don't feel sorry for yourself. Begin to learn to love yourself now. And understand that it's you. Have fun. Don't get in trouble. Don't do things to impress your friends. Find out what you need to do and start doing it. Don't worry about what anyone else is doing. Understand that people have things that you don't, or you have things that others don't. But just really, really understand that it does go by quick. Do the things you want to do. See, I wish with schools they would teach life skills, because they don't. We had home ec. I mean, what did we learn? How to write a checkbook? Who writes a check now? We learned how to make cinnamon rolls. I shit you not. That was it. But our schools need to teach youth what life is, life skills, how to invest, what to look for in the market, that in their first jobs, how it is to take 10% and stick it away, how to look at proper investments, how to go within yourself spiritually, how to quiet yourself, how to meditate yourself instead of medicating yourself. I have nothing against getting, smoking weed or anything like that. I don't. It happens. I'm not telling you that you should. But, I mean, that came to me immediately. I could hear parents screaming that. It's like, hey. But schools need to teach awareness and mindfulness and those types of skills. And if you're young and you're listening to me and this was given to you to listen to me, really take some time out for yourself. Again, don't worry about what your friends are doing. Peer pressure is a bitch. I get it. But I would rather be alone than doing shit that I shouldn't be doing. That can get me into trouble in the long run just because I wanted to do what they were doing and fit in kind of thing. Because you will pay for it down the road. Those things that you're learning now will play a part in your life later. So make sure that you're feeding yourself good food, good knowledge, just good things. I really, really mean this. Figure out, sit down one day, close your eyes, and just be with yourself, be with your thoughts. Try to clear your mind. You can't sit down and everything is gone from your mind. That just doesn't happen. So in meditation, that's not how that works. Clear your mind. No. Just be still, be in the moment. Focus on your breathing, Focus on what the air smells like. Focus on what the that noise outside is. Focus. Thoughts are going to come in. Recognize the thought. Yeah, okay. Let it go. Begin again. That's what it is. But take some time, whatever it is, in prayer, in meditation, whatever that you do, what is comfortable for you. Put on some headphones and listen to some good music. Not something that's going to take you away from what you need to be doing, the task at hand, but figure out what it is that your heart desires for your life. And do it. And what I mean by doing it is find out what it would take to do it, no matter where you are and what your situation is. I didn't have money when I was young. We weren't rich. And you can do it no matter where you're at that young age. You need to figure out what it is that you want to do and go for it. Too often and way too many times and more times than not, you see a celebrity or some BS quote unquote influencer on social media. And I'm going to tell you right now, 85% of the shit that you see on social media is bullshit. Absolutely. I'm just letting you know that right now. Okay. But you see that and you see all the shiny objects and everything, the freaking cars, the houses, the stacks of cash and everything else. Yeah, I want that. Okay, well, you have to work at it too. For the ones that you see that are doing it, that are real, you still need to do the work to get to that. That was one of my mistakes. I wanted all the flash. I wanted everything. And then the money that I would get, I would blow it. Just like you see 90, again, most of the people that you see that have worked for it, a lot of musicians, rappers, country singers, whatever, rock stars, whatever, a lot of them get that money and they blow it. And they don't invest. Sports figures especially. When they first come into the league, NBA and NFL for sure, they're sat down. And there's a lot of times they'll bring a briefcase that has $1 million in cash and they'll show it to them. And they'll start taking out cash from the briefcase saying your friends this, your car this, your parents this, your house this. And then all of a sudden the money's gone. And they try to tell you invest because, the average lifespan in the league isn't long for most on average. And the money's gone. They're broke more so than anyone else. But the point is, you see all this flash, you see the house, you see the cars, you see all the clothes, and you want that, but you forget that they had to earn it. And that's what you need to do as well. Hey, I learned. I've made a ton of money and lost a ton of money. So my advice to you is figure out what you want to do in life and go for it. If it is music, find your talent within within the industry. It is a tough industry. I will never tell someone not to. Now if you want to sing and you can't, then it has to be real to you that you can't, and someone has to tell you that, not to hurt you, but to say that you can't. But maybe there's something else within the industry that you can do. Maybe you want to play music, but you can't. Well, become an engineer. Go to school, learn it on your own. But figure it out. And the best thing to do is what you enjoy doing. Someone once asked me when I was young, if you could do anything in the world to be happy and not worry about getting paid for it, what would it be? That is what I was supposed to be doing. And the things in my life, I've done a couple of the things that I always wanted to do. I got involved in the music industry, from concert promotion to albums to all of that at a very young age, and was successful at it. But at the same time, reckless with it. I was introduced to poker. It's funny, I'm more known as that poker player. When I'm Googled, that's really all that comes up, this show and poker. And I got good at what I did, but I got tired of it, burnt out. But there's a lot of other things that I wanted to do. I don't talk about it much, but when I was young and my dad was was my single parent, we had a military life. We traveled around the world because he was in the Air Force, and that is what I wanted to do. The thing that I wanted to do more than anything when I was young was, I had three things. One was to have my own show of some kind, and here I am today. I've been doing this for a long time. The other was wanting to be an attorney in the Air Force, and plans were made. We had, there was a friend, I guess, in Tennessee of my father that was a state rep or a senator, and you needed that to get into the United States Air Force Academy. And he was going to write the letter for me once I got out of high school. I just had to maintain the grades to get into the Air Force Academy, go there, become an officer in the Air Force, graduate, and be that, an adjutant in the United States Air Force. And I would have been an officer at the time as well. That was the plan. That shit got messed up. A lot of it was my fault. A lot of it wasn't. But that is something that I wanted to do, and things were, plans were made for me. And that's what you need to do too. Again, it doesn't hurt, that you're young and you want to do something, to go to the person that is doing it and ask them how. Most of the time, they're going to tell you. And you really need to listen and go about it. Don't look for the shortcuts. I did that. Doesn't work that way. If you know someone at the top of the game or the top of the industry that you want to get into and you know them, go see them. Or if you know someone that knows them, ask them to make an introduction. You got to do this stuff. Don't half-ass anything. I was all about that. I'm just giving you some insights to some of the things that I did wrong and I wish I did right. But at the same time, there's a lot of distractions for youth today. When I was young and going to high school and everything, I think the most I had was a pager. Really? We didn't worry about shit. I had a pager. You needed a couple dimes in your pocket so you could use the payphone. There wasn't cell phones. There wasn't computers, laptops, and all that other stuff. We didn't have any of that. You had a pager. Not everyone had one. You had a pager and a payphone. And that was it. You communicated through school and after school. And, if you had a friend with a car or, on the bus. And the only the worries were where we were going to surf if there were waves and what we were doing in the weekend, for the weekend, after we pulled weeds. That was the punishment in Hawaii. Get outside and pull the weeds. That's all we had to worry about. Today, I get it. It's everything. The youth today are bombarded with distraction. Everything that takes you away from real life. I mean, shit, look what Zuckerberg is doing. The metaverse. It's funny with the metaverse on a side note here. It's funny that you can do this and you can do that. No, I can actually go outside and do those freaking things. I can actually go outside and do those. But the metaverse would be good for educational purposes, absolutely. But to build fake lives, bullshit. Oh, you can have your own avatar. You can be this person in the metaverse. No, I'm me. I'm who I am. Why do I need to be a fake character in a fake environment? The metaverse isn't real. It's bullshit. Again, I could see it used for education to enhance a life that way, but not to take you away from the real world. So you have that to deal with. And I get it. You have all those things. I'm not telling you to ignore, to give up cell phones, to give up your computer, to give up computer games and all that. I'm just saying don't spend all your time on it. I mean, you can be you. Never give up on your personality. Be you and only you. Not a you to impress someone else. Not a you to copy someone else, carbon copy someone else. Be you to please you. Okay? You can do that. If you're crazy and fun, go be that. If you're a class clown, go be that. Be that. Never destroy your personality, but make sure that your game is correct. You don't need to be on PlayStation and Xbox and everything else all day. Use the time to research some future stuff for yourself. Use the time to figure out what crypto is, how it works. Is it safe? I can't tell you about NFTs. I know they're everywhere. I don't know enough about that yet to talk to you about it. I'm just being real. And for me, the reason why I haven't is because it's everywhere. I kind of don't know what I'm going to do with that yet. That's just me. Crypto, yeah, I've got that. But take some time to learn about it. Don't go to your friend. Go to someone that knows, someone that's actually investing, that's doing the thing. And learn. If you got to go to a job and you got to flip burgers and put fries in, hey, do it. Go for it. You got a little bit of cash money to walk around with. But I'm telling you right now, take 10% of that money and put it away. I'm dead serious. If you took it's either $100 or $150 a check, and you save that every paycheck, right? Twice a month. And you save that for 8 years and you let that interest, compound daily, you could have $1 million very, very quick. Very, very quick. It's just you invest. I'm just telling you, invest. Don't extend your credit. Make sure you have a good credit score. It's all important. Go to a bank and sit down with a bank manager. I don't care who you are, what your status and your parents' status in life is, what yours is, what your situation is. Walk into a bank and make an appointment. Sit down with a manager and be real. Talk to them. Ask to speak to the bank's financial manager. Walk into a TD Ameritrade, a Morgan Stanley. Walk in and just ask, and they will be there to help you. I guarantee it. And that is how you learn things and do things to just get yourself right for the future. I'm not saying give up hanging with your friends and, doing things that you do in high school and even in college. I'm not saying that you cannot do that. Do it, man. Do it all. Go it all. Do it. But at the same time, know the shit goes by quick. I don't want to see any of you hurting. I don't. You know, even if you've got, for the dudes, if you got a girl, don't get her pregnant. Don't get all off into this. Oh, that's my baby daddy. That is the worst thing I've ever heard. No, it's the freaking father. That's what you would be, a father, or would you just be a sperm donor? A father is someone that's going to be there and taking care of the child. You don't need to do that if you're 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Get your life right. You need to get yourself straight before you can bring another human being into the world. Because if you're struggling in life and you don't have shit in your life, and she doesn't have shit in her life, guy or girl, you gonna bring another human being into the world? You've just ruined their early stages of life, because the first 7 years, they comprehend everything in their subconscious mind. And that is what makes them who they are. It's what made you who you are. Stop it. You don't need that. I know some dudes and some girls, I get an abortion. You know what? I look at abortion this way. I actually said this when I ran for office. I was asked about abortion, what I felt about it. And I always said that in cases of rape and incest, abso-freaking-lutely. Yes. Yes. But as a form of birth control, no. You that ignorant? I'm just saying. It shouldn't be used as a form of birth control, which it usually is. Oh, shit. What do you mean, oh, shit? You know what I mean? Oh, she's pregnant. Oh, you didn't think that? You knew that. Oh, I'm pregnant. Oh, you didn't think that? You knew that. Please. Did I mess around when I was young? Yes, hell yes. I was very careful. So were the girls that I was with. It's just how we were. It's all a mindset on what you're doing. Look, the point of all this is you do have a future. And what you do now determines that future. Things will change as you get older, in your 20s and 30s. Situations, circumstances, things will happen. Things will happen. And you have to change, and you have to learn how to adapt. And I just want you to be successful in what you do. Find your passions and go live your passions to the best of your ability. And when it is time to settle down and you find the right one and you make a family and things like that, that you're set. You're set for for yourself, for your husband, for your wife. You're set. You're on the right track. And then there comes that time, can you afford a child? And yes, you bring the children in. And you lead by example. I wish that for each of the youth that is out there today. No matter where you are, if you're on the streets, no matter where you are, you can become successful for yourself and go from there. Knowledge is everything, man. Knowledge is key. And yes, it does go fast. It goes fast. And then a lot of times it's too late to make up for things. I've learned a lot of these lessons the hard way myself. There's a lot of things that it does become too late. And there's a lot of things where it is not too late. The two things that we do not have in this life that are for certain is we don't have yesterday and we don't have tomorrow. All we have is right now. So learn the lessons from yesterday. Remember the lessons from yesterday. Apply them today so that tomorrow when it does come, if it comes, if you are blessed with tomorrow, you're ready for it. I'll say it again. You only have one day, and that's today. You don't have yesterday, and you don't have tomorrow. One is gone. One hasn't even got here yet. I wish you well. I wish you well in your journeys. And again, this was for the youth. Again, if you're listening to this, pass it on. They got to hear this stuff. Someone's got to tell them. Someone's got to love them. Someone has got to love them. If they're not getting it at home, they're going to get it somewhere else. So love them. So anyway, that's going to be it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. If you have any questions, go to jackmcadoo.com, MCADOO.com. Go there. There's a form, comment. You can fill it out. You can get a hold of me there. You can get a hold of me on Instagram at jack.mcadoo or Facebook. And, you can get a hold of me that way. If I can help, I will. But anyway, you guys take care. Have the most amazing possible day that you can. Peace and aloha.